This is the Abilities tab. Here you can see what abilities a player has and what effects they have in-game. This player has a zone ability. This is a
This guy's got the season started on the right foot, a home victory in the season opener. On the other sideline, it is the Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. His team also winners in their opener, so a couple of 1-0 teams doing battle here. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, we welcome you. The punter, Bradley Pinion, gets this started. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And a decent return there. We'll get this up just shy of the 30. So the Vikings come out. Technically, it is year 2 for J.J. McCarthy. But really, it's year 1. Did not play at all in the regular season last year with the knee injury. The former Michigan Wolverine, the quarterback of the Vikings.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to play tough. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
Downfield by Jefferson. They're going to work this down inside the 45. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. In motion, it's Jefferson. Now here's Aaron Jones. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25. A gain there of 21. It'll be a Vikings first down. They run it once more with Jones. And he'll take this one in. Aaron Jones. Touchdown, Minnesota. That is first touchdown of the new year. On now for the extra point. Here's Will Riker. He's got it. The Vikings will race out to a quick 7-0 edge. Riker out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. Jamal Agnew now to return. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Falcons set to take over here on offense. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer. Out of Colorado, Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders.
Well, I don't think that stat line last week had him up for any sort of awards. If I had to guess, he'd much rather have a modest game and a win as opposed to throwing for a bunch of touchdowns in a loss. The biggest thing that he did, Mike, he took care of the ball. So as long as he continues to do that, we're going to have a chance to keep on winning.
Second and 10. From the gun, it's Shedeur. That's caught. Right side. It's London. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They get 21 on that one. First down, Atlanta. Still running for the first time. It's Bijan Robinson. And a good run there. It'll get him 5 yards. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. From the 38 now, here's second and 4. They'll go again with Robinson. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Sanders on third down. He's got time. Hits. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. Here's first and 10. Here we go, Kenny. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that. We'll try again. It's second and 10. Out of the gun. It's Sanders. That one is caught by Mooney. We'll get about 6 before he's taken down. He'll come up to third and 3. Let's go now. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem. And that way he makes sure
the pylon, he's pinned. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown, Falcons.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Isaiah Rodgers now to return it. Good return as he takes it across the 30. The Vikings offense ready to possess the football for the second time. So, Greg, the home opener after winning on the road, I know you've said it a bunch, there's a different satisfaction for a team to go on the road and get a win. It's gotta feel good to start your home season 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves to play week 1 at home. Your fans are into it. The hope and the optimism of the season is at an all-time high, but it doesn't always go that way. So they go on the road and they get a win. So now expectations coming back to your home field, your home crowd. Now everyone's really juiced up. So this is going to be a great environment, a great week 2 opportunity for them to not only start 2-0, but to get to 1-0 at home.
Here we go, set! A run, it's Jones, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Here we go, go! From the gun, here's McCarthy. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
On 3rd and long, here's McCarthy. On target to Moore. The defense poses a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. If you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Into Moore on the ground, and they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Got ready? Set to go now on 1st and 10. Set! On the zone read, it's McCarthy. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll run it here with Jones. He'll get maybe a yard down to the 4-yard line. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. Jones is in. Minnesota. Give him a 2nd touchdown on this one. What an opening quarter break. 2 rushing touchdowns in the 1st.
Well, Mike, we kind of had a feeling this might be the case. They told us all week how important it was to get this guy involved early and often, and boy, have they ever. He has made his presence felt here early in this one.
Reichert out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. Agnew on the return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. We got 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Let's go now. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. Good physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Shador. On the running back Robinson. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. Throwing now, Sanders on 1st down. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down. Sanders will throw it. Now a screen to be set up for Robinson. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Just seems nowadays, Mike, there's so many running backs in the NFL that you can classify as being dual threats. Of course, we see them every week make their impact on the ground. But here in the first half, it's his ability in the passing game and do bulk of his damage as a receiving threat.
losing yardage here, and that will take us to the end of the opening quarter of play. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2. And they are facing a 2nd and long. Throwing again is Sanders. And he'll be taken down. He's got it on the 50-yard line. Javon Hargrave. He had a sack in the opener last week. He's got another one here. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. He's into space past the 25. And he will get into the end zone. Kyle Pitts, touchdown Atlanta. What a catch and run by the tight end as he takes it into the end zone and finishes the play. Greg, you know what that's like. Tight end touchdown.
Mike, so often the tight ends are considered to be the possession guys, right? They're the guy you throw it to when you need an easy catch, you need a reliable target. But not this guy. He is a downfield weapon, and he just showed you right there what he's capable of.
Who able to add the extra point. And the Falcons will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. On the return is Rodgers. They'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here comes Aaron Jones and the Viking offense as they take over once more. Greg, the NFC North has become such a fun division over the last few years. Think of the geography and the legacy. It's always been, because of the proximity, a fun division with great rivals. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked up by the rookie out of Georgia. Kirsten Darrisaw, the first-round pick in 2021. Guilty that time. Shotgun. It's a throw from McCarthy. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson, and it'll be 2nd down. Here we go. This is Jones. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. So on 4th down, out comes Ryan Wright to punt for Minnesota. The Falcons are going to send Jamal Agnew deep to return. This one being fielded out beyond the 25. The Falcons offense ready to take over possession of the football. So, Greg, let's pull back big picture and talk NFC South for the second division that you know so well. We've got teams that have been to the Super Bowl in the last 15 or so years in this division. Yeah, people overlook it at times. Maybe they've overlooked how good Tampa's been the last 4 years, too.
Well, it's funny, Mike. You think it wasn't very long ago that the NFC South was the toughest division in football. I mean, you mentioned Super Bowl teams. Tampa Bay won one recently with Brady. And then Atlanta, they make a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan. And New Orleans, and obviously the success they had with Drew Brees. And Carolina, we played in a Super Bowl. I mean, this was a division you didn't want to play. Now, they've all fallen on their resets. New coaches, new quarterbacks. Tampa Bay has done the best job weathering and taking advantage of their rebuild and their next era in the midst of a down division. So, big reason they've won 4 in a row. Can Atlanta, can Carolina, New Orleans, can they catch up? Because right now, like you said, Tampa Bay has been the dominant team in this division.
Greg, you lived it, you know it. While these may not be the biggest markets in the league, the rivalries amongst these teams really elevates what you see when you watch the NFC South go head-to-head, too.
Yeah, and over the years, there's been some major games played between Hall of of Fame quarterbacks in uniform for all these teams, so it has a lot more history and a lot more press relevance than maybe it feels as of late. The markets are a little smaller. The teams have been down. They might not have the premier star players that they had in past generations, so they've got to continue to rebuild these rosters, continue to have these new coaches find their footing, and we might be a year or two away from the NFC South getting back to what it used to be.
He takes off. Nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of the first down. A pickup of 9.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
On the carry, this is Tyler Algier. And he'll work forward for a yard, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a first down. On play action, Shador just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw when the pass is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
That one knocked away in the end zone, incomplete. What a good job of getting the football on the defense when it matters most, and it'll bring up third down now. From the gun, it's Sanders. It's complete. 12 yards on that hookup. It's good for a Falcons first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball down the field, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Another run here for Robinson. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to third down. Now it's Sanders. That one, take it in. Drake London. Touchdown Falcons. That his second TD catch of the season. Here's Coop for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Falcons have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. On the return is Rodgers. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes Aaron Jones and the Viking offense as they take over once more. Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchdown. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
It does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was over.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. McCarthy to the air on second down. With the middle, that's caught by Moore. That can make third down a little more manageable. Good yardage gained on that one. Looking out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. He manages to get the throw and completes it. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but before the end of the second quarter.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. He's got his man. Jefferson. That's the second charge time for Minnesota, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
His kick is good, and the Vikings will even the score. It's now 21-all. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Agnew on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. That's going to be incomplete. Very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down. They go play action with Sanders. Left side by Pitts. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. Now a timeout. That's their first. And the stoppage comes with 23 seconds left on the first half clock. They'll throw on 1st down with Sanders. Right here down the field. Will fall incomplete. Again, it's Sanders. Now, deep ball for London. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. Play action. It's Sanders. He's got his target. That's Pitts. Now his timeout. They're going to take it with 8 seconds remaining until the break. No move for the punt team. The offense staying out there for 4th down.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. Go.
They'll try to throw for it with Sanders. Open man is Mooney. He's got it. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down. They wind up getting 13 yards on that 4th down conversion. Out is Younghoe Koo to try the field goal. Spotted at the 45. This is a 55-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And the score remains level. So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime
Our
report.
look around the league starts now with a matchup of contrasting styles. All right, Mike, thanks very much. It's our second week in studio, second week of the NFL season. Lots to get to, so let's get after it. And it's Isaiah Pacheco. He's a weapon in the run game. He's a weapon in the passing game. Look at him go. This is going to wind up as an 85-yard catch and run for the touchdown. The Chiefs are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. From there, we go to Indianapolis. We'll check in on the Colts as they host the Denver Broncos. And this is the Broncos wideout. He had his way with the defense from beginning to end. How about 4 touchdown catches in the game? Lastly, let's go out to the desert, Glendale, Arizona. The Cardinals taking on the Carolina Panthers. And it's Jonathan Brooks. He's going to hustle his way to the end zone, 10 yards on the touchdown. The Panthers get a second straight win to start the year as they get the tough road victory. With that, we give you a look at the rest of the early games and games still in progress here in Week 2 of the NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break, as we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Both teams look good on the offensive side in the first half. Will it carry over? We're about to find out. Second half is underway. They ran Brown on the return. And he'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Here's Bijan Robinson. And the Falcon offense set for their next drive. Before this drive starts, let's take a look at the current race to see who's going to take home the award of NFL Most Valuable Player. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down. First down, right back to Robinson. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Just shy of midfield. Here's second down. From the gun, here is Penix. Over a man downfield, that's London. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Penix. From the left side, he gets back to Mooney. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
Here we go.
And here's Bijan. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
It's going to be first and goal coming up. Tackle made at the 5-yard line. Here's Penix. It's a loss of 7. Going in the wrong direction. Now second and goal from the 12. That is caught. And taken on in. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown Atlanta. That's his second touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4 on his 2 for the point after. He's got it. And the Falcons go up by 7. 28-21. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return is Rodgers. That'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here comes Aaron Jones and the Viking offense as they take over once more. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release. The draft has become this multi-day, huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes #1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that. As the draft unfolded back, I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit. I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Jenkins is Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense? Arnold Haney getting into drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's 3rd down.
Here we go, set. 60 in.
From the gun, here's McCarthy. This pass, right side, going to be caught by Addison. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple yards shy of the first down. Here comes 4th down. They'll go. Here's McCarthy. He's got his man. It's Jefferson. And he will have the first down. Needing to make something happen, trailing here in the 3rd quarter. They convert on 4th down. The middle, here's Jones. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Looking for Jefferson deep downfield. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
Well, Falcons offense and Michael Penix getting ready for their next possession. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7 in all outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags will also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, I played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London when I played for Carolina. It's a great experience. It's fun for the players. It's fun for the coaches. It's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this league to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. We'll get this to Pitts once more. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 5. On play action, Penix. He's going to, and he somehow manages to get back to the line of scrimmage before he's hustled out of bounds. 3rd down, they need 5. shotgun. It's Penix. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's Algier. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. From the 21, here's 2nd and 8. They're running here with Robinson. And the defense there to meet him. Hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. So we are through 3. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. From the gun, it's Penix. He's got his man, and it's Mooney. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Throwing is Penix. That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete.
Just didn't quite get enough into that ball. You see sometimes the pressure, the rush, force a quarterback to throw the ball off his back foot. And I think there was a little bit of that here at play. You have to be willing to step up, even in the face of pressure, and get him up behind that ball and put that one a little bit more on the money. He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now is one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
This one caught before. And he is out of bounds. It's going to be 1st down, though. 1st and goal at the 2. Back to throw. Here's Penix. Pass to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete. They'll try it again from the 2. 2nd and goal. They'll throw. It's Penix. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Great London. Touchdown, Falcons. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. Here's Coop for the extra point. He gets it to go. And the Falcons will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return is Rogers. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Vikings offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Moore going in motion. Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. He'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick 1st down. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. They motion a receiver right. Play action now. It's McCarthy. He's going to let one fly. Allison. And the ball went in too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Run straight ahead with Jones. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
On the jump.
3rd, they need 8.
Tag.
shotgun. It's a throw for McCarthy. And he did all he could, but he's going to be forced out at the line of scrimmage, well short of the first down. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down.
Let's go.
On fourth down, here's McCarthy. That is intercepted. Picked off by Clark Phillips. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. Now, after the interception, we have an injured player to look at. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. First and 10 now from the 36. On the handoff, it's Robinson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Let's go, man.
And all you can do at this point, Mike, is just really marvel at how well he's been able to run the ball. And throughout the course of the game, they've certainly not been shy in giving it to him. And I think he's held up his side of the bargain.
Play fake. Here's the lefty Penix. He got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's second and 10. We'll go play action now with Penix. Left side. He's got McCloud. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
19 Tiger.
Now Penix going to get it forward on the pocket. He's trying to get around the corner, but can't. Going to be run down behind the line. A completion, yes. A loss of yardage, yes as well.
Let's go now. Go.
They run over center with Robinson. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Talk things over before third down. They'll go again with Robinson. And the Falcons are going to have first and goal. Good running gets them down to about the 2-yard line. Season. Who able to add the extra point. And the Falcons are going to extend their lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return is Rodgers. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. To stop it here, we have an injured Viking to tend to.
Here we go, set.
McCarthy now to throw. The pressure gets them. Down he goes. Inside the 20-yard line. David Onyemata. He gets in to drop him for his first sack of the young season. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. Picked off by Jordan Fuller. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the goal line. Nearly a pick six, but he does set up the offense with first and goal.
Great job there, not only securing the ball for the interception, Mike, but then turning into a runner. I can promise you he's going to get an earful by his teammates when they watch, saying, man, you couldn't get it in the end zone. Either way, that offense takes the field on the 1-yard line. He certainly did his job.
Ready?
Robinson. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they shoved him backwards.
Second and goal this close to the end zone. It makes sense, Mike, to keep the ball on the ground, but what you're not planning for is that you suffer a loss. So give credit to this defense.
And he's into the end zone yet again. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown, Atlanta. His big night continues. His third touchdown of the game. Koo able to add the extra point. And the Falcons tack on one more to their lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return is Rodgers. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McCarthy. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this.
Set. Go.
On second down, here's McCarthy. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. While they'll get some of the sack yards back, it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and we're able to convert.
14 yards on that pass play there. 1st down, Minnesota. Here's McCarthy. A short run taken by Hawkinson. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. To throw once more, here's McCarthy. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it will fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
To the middle of the field, taken in by Addison. And he's going to get awfully close to the 1st down marker, but appears just to be a few inches short.
Let's go now.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He's going to let one fly for Addison. That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
70, Timber Wolf. Get up.
On the ground is Robinson. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
That's caught right side. It's London. And he'll be taken down. We'll see if they want to use that final timeout or not, but things are pretty much spoken for. 4th down, and here's Penix. He manages to get the throw and completes it. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down. Going to have it by plenty. Huge gainer on 4th down. Now we'll get whistles, and they have signaled for a timeout. Curious there, not sure the logic, but one stoppage with 5 seconds to go.
Let's go.
In the run, out of the gun, here comes Robinson. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So it's a win for the visiting Falcons. They get the victory here, away from home, to run their early season record to 2-0.
A great 1-2 to start the year. Hi, everyone. Scott Hansen, and this is your Week 2 edition of the EA Sports Weekly Recap. We start with a good matchup in the NFC. And this is Michael Penix, one of his 3 touchdown passes on the night. The Falcons are out to a 2-0 start. They roll in this one. Next up, let's go out to Glendale, Arizona, checking in on the Cardinals. They're playing host to the Carolina Panthers. And it's a man who's battled through injuries, Jonathan Brooks. The team got into the red zone. He gets into the end zone, a 10-yard touchdown run. The Panthers come away with a victory. They win by 6. Lastly, let's go to Nashville. It's the Titans hosting the LA Rams. And it's Tony Pollard. He's going to look this one in, and he'll take it from there. It's going to wind up as a 53-yard touchdown. The Titans get win number 2 as they take care of business in this one. Until next week, Scott Hansen, good night from Orlando.